Hey, welcome back for another episode from the Central Florida Notary. Woo! If I knew how to edit and all that other stuff, I'd put it up on the side, but I'm not doing that. But I was actually doing a search, and I'm kind of sad because there's somebody else. There is another person, or it's not a person, it was a channel by the name of Central Florida Notary. And I don't know if some of those people are that are coming over to look at my videos are actually going to that site. But the difference is there's no videos on theirs, and there's 6 or 7 videos on mine. So I might have to change the name, but I don't know yet. I haven't really given it much thought, and I also don't know what I would want the name to be. So I'm representing purple today. As you can see here, this is Reggie's Mobile Notary Services. This is one of the shirts, the polo shirts that I wear. I actually got these from Vistaprint. Very good quality. The very first set of shirts that I got from them were they got tattered pretty easily because I wasn't familiar with the type of material it was. So on my notary bag, it got snagged a couple times, and I reached out to them, and they actually sent me another set of shirts. So I still have the old ones, which has holes and snags all over the places, and then I have the new one, which is the one that I have on. So yes, representing purple, representing Reggie's Mobile Notary. I'm also the owner of Eternal Unions Weddings and Reggie's Mobile Notary Services. You can find me on Google and all those places as well to book my businesses if you are in the Florida area or Central Florida, most importantly. Okay, so what is today's video going to be about? Today's video, we're going to dig deeper into loan signing agent. Last week we did general notary work, and we also did Ron. And we went over that as much as we possibly could within the time frame that we had. But today we're going to focus solely on loan signing agent. And if we do have time, we're going to get into what's in my notary bag, which is going to help for supplies in terms of general notary, as well as what you'll need to maintain for loan signing agent. So let's get into it. Now, the first question you're probably wondering, like, Reggie, what the hell is loan signing agent? Or, Reggie, I know what loan signing agent is. Like, get to it. I will. Loan signing agent is basically a notary's job, okay? That is a notary who's had certification. Now, I did all of my certifications from nationalnotaryassociation.org. That's where I did all of my training for my loan signing agent, my general notary work, and my RON, okay? You can go and be competitive with other companies to find out which works best for you. But yes, that's where I got my certification from. And, I just like everything to kind of be streamlined, to be able to do so. And it just makes it easier for me to go to one company as opposed to others. But I recommend you go be, resourceful. And if you can find a better deal with other companies, please let me know in the comments below. So everybody else who may be interested in doing the same, who wants to get that special price or special package for less than you can get it at NNA, please let them know. Okay. Thank you so much for everybody that's watched all the videos. I ended up gaining a subscriber last week, so thank you so much. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, everything you possibly can to get this video out there for those who may be interested in going into this business. Okay. So, loan signing agent, like I said, is facilitated typically by a notary who has training. And the training is a loan signing agent. You also will hear it being called a notary signing agent as well. NSA, LSA is, a shorter version, acronym, if you will. So I did my training in, I want to say February. And it was a very easy training. It was like 3 hours, similar to the training for your general notary, which you have to have your general notary first prior to doing this, to be able to take advantage of it. Some people, you don't necessarily have to take the training. You ain't hearing that from me, which you are hearing that from me. You don't have to take the training to be able to do it. But the advantage of taking the training is just puts you in a better state. And a lot of times when you take the training, you become associated and accredited by that particular company that you take the training through, which makes you a little bit more palatable. It's like thinking of like Harvard or Yale, you know what I'm saying? That going on your resume as opposed to, you know, Modesto Junior College. No, no shade to Modesto. I got my degree from there. But, it just sounds better. This is the world we live in. It happens. So some of the things that you can do as loan signing agent, the most common is refinancing. Right now, refinancing is at a low because the interest rates are anywhere from 5.5% to 6%, which is very high. And no one's wanting to renegotiate in those terms. A lot of the reason why we had so many refinancing a couple years ago is because the rates were 2 to 3%, which is a big shaving off what you're going to ultimately pay. If you've done a 360 month loan, it definitely can affect how much you pay. So, and that's money savings going back into your pocket. But you're not going to see a lot of that happen right now because of the interest rates being so high. So people are holding off to see if they can get a lower interest rate, as they should. So, but refinancing was one of the heights of one of the things that we did the most throughout the process. Those processes or that particular signing can take anywhere from an hour for me to about an hour and 10, hour and 30 minutes, depending on the person that you have who is there. If there's a reader and they're reading through, yeah, you're going to take a while. Okay. The next type of signing there is a loan modification, which you'll continue to see through this, low period, simply because you're going to start seeing, if you hadn't seen already, depending on what area you're in, people adjusting their loans because of the forbearance that they did during the pandemic. Okay. And a forbearance is basically a pause on payment, your loan payment. Rather than you going delinquent, they put a pause on you making a payment. And rather than you having to pay that entire amount up front, you modify your loan to where it comes at the end of your existing loan when you're able to start paying again, or when that period of the forbearance is over. Okay. So you're going to see a lot of those. Those are typically short signings. They are typically, anywhere from 15, at the most I've seen is 40 pages. And they're very easy to do. You notarize the documentation in terms of, the coercion act, the signature affidavit, the Patriot. Well, no, you don't have those in loan modification. Sorry. And just anything that has a subscribed to or sworn by note on there, you essentially have to go in and get that signed, and also facilitating the correct areas that they need to sign as well. So that's another reason why I think it's important, or a reason that I think is important to take advantage of those courses, because it will be very hard for someone with the untrained eye. Not saying that it can't be done, it can, but it will be very hard for someone with the untrained eye to go in and tell everybody where they need to sign. A lot of your pay relies on that, because if it's not correct, they're going to send it back out. That means you got to go back out to that person. And that means you got to renegotiate a time. Let's say they're not the happiest because the funding is dependent on this document, and now it's going to be delayed. And now you got to go, find how much errors and omissions you have, to cover it. So I recommend getting the training necessary to make sure that you're well, or if you can align with a particular loan signing agent that's already in the business that teaches you, which is what happened with me, my trainer Lucretia, as well as Ayana Lugo, the crafty notary. So that's loan modification. You also have seller's package, buyer's packages. Basically, that's a seller's package is the package that the sellers will be signing. The buyer's package is basically the package that the buyers will be selling. So if a home is being sold from one person to another, those are the times you'll see those packets. Right now, you're not going to see a lot of that because during the summer, that money that people have is being spent for going on summer vacations. People aren't buying houses right now. Interest rates are high. There are a lot of factors. So you don't really see those too often. You can also do general notary work with loan signing companies. I want to make sure I'm very specific. Not title companies. Title companies is completely different. Those are the companies that issue out the loan signing. Um, so and we're going to also talk about going direct, how you would go direct, or if that's something that you're interested in doing, because going direct is a little bit more lucrative. You get more of the money than what you would through loan signing companies, which is typically all I do. I've done a couple direct ones. I have this particular company that I work for, but for me, I do loan signing companies simply because it's easier for me to navigate my schedule as opposed to being directly responsible or being directed directly from a loan signing or title company, saying, hey, this signing needs to be done. I don't feel like you would have a lot of like renegotiation, but if you're working full time and they know that you're working full time and you're not available from these times to these times, they'll probably be able to come together. So I'm not saying going direct is not the way to go. It's just not something I feel that would be conducive to my scheduling and how my life works out currently. But I can honestly and truly tell you guys that I hadn't really thought it through, simply because the loan signing companies have been very successful to me, which I'll go over a list of loan signing companies that I've signed up for. Some people have a list of companies that they use. I do not have access to that list, but I'm pretty sure if you have a loan signing buddy out there, they probably do, and they will be able to give you some of those companies that you can sign up for. What are some other documents that you could find in so the loan mods, refinancing, buyer seller package? I'm sure there's more, but that's all I can come up with right now. So yeah, that's all I can think of right now. If you guys can think of some, put it down in the comments there on some other documents that you can find. Those are just some of the documents that I've come in contact with. Oh, reverse mortgages. How can I forget about reverse mortgages? Reverse mortgages, I don't mind them. There are a couple things that I don't like though. Typically, those pages are a lot more pages on your printer, like 200 plus pages. But they have the copies of the documentation already in the document. So that's part of why the packet is so big. They also have sample packages that they want to give to the client that's doing a reverse mortgage, because it is a big decision. Essentially, if you die, they own the mortgage. I can't advise, I know for me, I wouldn't do it, just simply because I don't think that would be wise. Because if I want to leave something to my family, I don't want, the reverse mortgage company coming in and try to take my home, and I wouldn't want that stress on my family. So, but that's my thought on it. It may work best for you, and sometimes you will have to go and facilitate that signing. Now, with reverse mortgage, you're not notarizing anything. You're just telling them where to sign. Okay? And with all these documents, it's good to go through the pages to make sure that you know what it is in the areas in which they sign. Some people will do pre-work where they will fill out the venue, fill out the date. I don't really do that because I feel like that I don't know. I feel like it would create an error for me, and I just don't want to. I'm a ritual person, as I said before. So I'm so used to doing it in the loan signing when I'm in this loan signing that I don't want to really mess up that flow. So, but reverse mortgages, a lot of people don't like doing because they're time consuming. They can be. The quickest one I've done was about 35 to 40 minutes. The longest it's taken me is about an hour and a half. My refinancing documents take longer than my uh, reverse mortgages. I don't know why that is. But you typically want to renegotiate a higher rate because of the amount of paper that you're going to be printing, and also the amount of time that you're going to be spending trying to explain the documents, or not necessarily explain the documents, but having them, have the documents. They are going to have questions, which as a loan signing agent, you are not an attorney, so you can't speak or give them any advice. And that's the same thing for general notary work also. Um, so you may have to pause it for them to reach out to their, loan signing company. And goodness forbid it's on a Sunday. That means that ain't gonna happen. So you done drove all the way out there because they typically ain't close to do that loan, to do that refinance or reverse mortgage, and now you gotta wait on a daggone loan signing agent. So those are the things that you need to take in consideration. And right now, they're only giving about $85, $90. I told you I wasn't gonna be talking about prices right now, but to be honest, you deserve more when you do a reverse mortgage. Like, drive time, your time that you're going to be there. You don't want it to be almost to the point where you're, getting undercutted to just do a job that's going to be pretty involved. So make sure you consider that when you're negotiating your rate. If you decide to do loan signing companies, or if you're doing direct, that they give you a decent amount for that. They might have a pricing sheet that they use to do that. So those are a few that comes to mind for loan signing. I actually have done an ID proofing. I did that through Notary Go, which is one of the companies that I happen to use to do loan signing. But there's a whole bunch of companies out there. Some are very regional companies who happen to be like, they do really good on the east coast of Florida, but not so great in central Florida. So you kind of have to sign up for a lot to really get some traction with some. Okay. And if you're new, that's a whole nother caveat, which I'm about to go into here in a minute. Okay. So, so I recommend, if you're new, before you go out and start advertising to loan or title companies, is to sign up with as many loan signing companies as you possibly can. Reggie, what are some of the loan signing companies? I'm glad you asked. Some of the loan signing companies, and I'm going to talk about the ones that I use that has been really great for me. Express Notary 360 has been amazing. I have over 35 plus signings with them that I've been able to get, and they've done me well in terms of also calling and asking if I was available for other things and keeping me in mind. Now, they've been slow. I've only seen 1 or 2 signings a day on there, which at one point I used to see 5 to 6, and that was the beginning of my process. My story with the Express Notary, though, and that's expnotary.com, expnotary.com. My story with them, I initially signed on with them among a whole bunch of other ones, and I got to like 30 bids, and I'm like, man, I'm bidding the same amount. How am I not getting it? I don't understand. So I reached out to the IT, and I think I might have told that story on here. I can't remember. I reached out to the IT, found out that it wasn't a glitch. I told them that I didn't get the accept button. They didn't know that it wasn't a glitch, but they reached out to their, higher up, and she basically came back and told me that, yeah, it's designed that way. You're not going to get the accept button until you get 3 loan signings. And I'm like, well, and she was like, we prefer you to have, over 5 or 6 loan signing before you get, actually get on our platform. I'm like, well, your documents, it doesn't say any of that on any of the signings. So that's not going to work. I don't understand that. So, long story short, she believed in me, made it happen, told me not to negotiate any of the amounts. My first thing that I did with them was a reverse mortgage, which almost didn't happen. They canceled the order, and then it did happen, so they reopened the order. But I did it, and there was no issues. I had no issues. They didn't come back and say I had any problems or anything, so that worked out great. So that wasn't my very first signing. My very first signing was actually a refi, which had thousands of dollars in it. So if I didn't get it right, it would have been a whole world of hurt. Par for the course for a new notary, but it would have been a whole world of hurt. I had my mentor, Lucretia, who was like, signings by Lucretia. She was like, send the documents to me. I don't care how long it's going to take. Send it to me. She sent it. She recognized that it was a document that was incorrect. Told me you need to get her to sign this, and go back out there. So we went back. I went back out the very next day, got her to sign the documents, and I mailed it and was able to show up to work on time. So shout out to Lucretia for helping your boy out, because I don't think I would have caught it otherwise. But I did. So, Express Notary is one of the companies that I do, and has been really good about, they typically will, except for recently, because they're trying to go for the lowest that they possibly can. They did a very good job of accepting the rate that I would question. So if it was like 55 and it was down the street, I would negotiate 60, 65. And they would typically be like, okay, cool. But now I put 55 and it's 50. They'd be like, nah, son, we going with the 50 and find somebody else. I mean, at this point, it behooves them to take a chance on that new person. You know what I'm saying? Because they get them at the rate that they need to, that they want to spend. They're in business just like we are. Just like we don't want to be in it to take a loss. They don't want to be in it to take a loss. And besides, they're doing the hard work by going out and getting the loan signings for you and putting it on a platform that you work on. You're not paying them anything. You know what I'm saying? To be on their platform. You typically are just there, and they have access to you in their database. So that's the advantage of being a part of loan signing companies. You don't do the legwork that it takes to go out and get the clients yourself. They will do it. Another company that I use is Notary Go. I use them quite frequently as well. I think I'm at like 15 or 16 signings with them so far. And they also use a bidding platform as well, where they say an amount and you can counter or you can accept. I try to counter everything I do. And that is Notary Go, all one word.com, Notary Go. Signing Order, which is powered by notaryresume.com. You would have to have a profile on Notary Resume that feeds into Signing Order, and you create a profile on Signing Order, and then you will be able to have access to their database, and they have access to you in their database, and you'll be a part of the notaries that they blasted out to, and if you accept it, then you'll be able to take advantage of it. Signing Order has been pretty good to me too. There are a couple I didn't get for whatever reason, but that happens. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I also am a Notary Cafe, which is not really a title company or a loan signing company per se. It is a notary database, which you can advertise for general notary. You can also advertise for loan signing agent, as well as pretty much anything that your business brings that's in the notary space. Wedding officiant, all of that. It's a database, so people in that area, if they're searching for you, they can use that. And I've gotten work from them at one point. I actually got a loan signing agent from them. Also, Notarize 247 is also a notary company that has reached out to me as well. I think I did that. I think they're also, Notarize 247 is through Notary Cafe. So if you have any signings from Notary Cafe, it will show up in the site that I just mentioned, which is Notarize 247. So, a lot of these databases feed into each other. Okay, like for example, SnapDocs. SnapDocs is who I use to, categorize my signings, but they also have where you are reached out to. I haven't received a signing for SnapDocs at all. I don't know why. I don't know if they just don't like me. I don't know what it is, but they say I'm ranking pretty high. I have the NNA accreditation. I got general liability. I have over 100,000 in E&O. I don't know what it is, but they ain't checking for your boy. It happens. I've also had somebody direct, like email me, was like, "Hey, can you complete this signing?" That has happened. As long as you have your profiles and everything in place to be able to do so. The title company that I was talking about, this guy just randomly called me one night and was like, "Hey, I got a signing for you. Can you do it?" So yes, he put me on his list. So that relationship worked out, and he got the documents, and the documents from that was done perfectly, and he was happy with the work that I did. It was also late night that I did that one. That one I was like, I wanted to pull my hair out. So much going on. That was a direct one. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about marketing to loan signing companies. Not loan signing companies, titles. There are a lot of title companies that are out there. So, go into the yellow pages like you used to do back in the day and look at some of them. I can't think of any of the names of the ones that I did because it was really literally me just going down the line of people in the Central Florida area, and I hadn't got anything back. I did get somebody that emailed me and they put me on their platform, their notary platform. They had me send out my documents, my credentials and stuff, but nothing happened. But the way you would want to market is you would go down to that particular title company, let them know that you're a notary, give them your business cards, take them some food, or popcorn, or make little gift bags or whatever for them, so they can remember you by. So when they do need that notary, they can remember you. I did that through phone calls a couple times. I spent a day when I was, a few months back when it was slow, and I just didn't really have I didn't have any more time to revisit that because I was doing really well on Yelp with general notary work and consistently at least getting, 10, 5 to 10 signings, a month, that I really didn't have the time to be able to sustain. I mean, I go in at 10, I get off at 7. What title company is going to be open? Rarely they're open on Saturday, so I don't really have the time dedicated to be able to go. And then, the weeks that I do have that Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday off, it's difficult for me to go because I have other things that I need to complete, that I wouldn't be able to complete, if it was during the weekend. You get what I'm saying? So it made it harder for me to be able to market to them. But there have been a lot of people out there who are very successful with it. I am not one of those people who has a lot of experience when it comes to being able to pick up. But going direct is a couple things. Number one, like I said, you get more money. Number two, the flexibility. They typically will work around your schedule depending on the circumstances that you come with them at, right? So you would just have to discuss those terms and conditions with them to figure out how you're going to navigate that path. And, I have a young lady that I met that did my refinancing who also talked or spoke at the, notary meetup that I had, named Donna. She went direct, and she went direct in October. Her being a loan signing agent was very new. She had been a notary for a while, but did the loan signing agent thing and then decided to, she was able to find somebody, and she gets off at 5:00 and she works from 5 to 8. So, she has a very sweet deal with them. So awesome sauce to her, right? So, those are some of the ways that you can, benefit being a loan signing agent after you get your certification. Take a day, take that 3-hour course, pass it. It's open book. You know what I'm saying? And if you can, try to get a mentor. It is really frowned upon for loan signing agents to have other people with them because of the information from the documents and stuff like that. So my best bet would be to see if you can get somebody that has mock documents that will be able to help. You can reach out to me as well, and I would be able to assist you guys with getting the training necessary for loan signing agent. So that's pretty much it. And it can be the most lucrative. You do make more money doing loan signing agents if you are able to negotiate a good rate, but you have to understand that unfortunately right now it's slow. It's not a bad time you came into the business. Everything is cyclical. I get that from Ayana. But everything ebbs and flows. It has its highs and lows. So it's not a matter of you being able to. It's not a matter of not having enough money out there. It's money out there for sure. You just gonna have to, do work to get it. This is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not. So before I go, I want to go over some of the supplies that you're gonna need. I'm going to bring my bag over here real quick, but you're definitely going to need a printer. They prefer a dual tray printer. I have a single tray printer from Brother. It's a really cool printer. It's Wi-Fi based. It allows me to scan up documents, to do scan backs and stuff like that. And it's a really decent one. Dual tray printers, it's going to take an investment. And becoming a loan signing agent does take investment because you're also going to not only need the that's the printer, and I'm not gonna pick it up like that, but that's the printer. That's my Epson printer that I have. Take these off for a second. Let me go get my bag. Paper, letter. Legal. You're going to need legal paper. Okay. Now we're going to get into our bag. What's in my bag? What's in my bag? We're going to do this quick because I got to go. I got a client that is working with me. Okay. Let's do this. Alrighty. What's in your bag, Raj? What's in my bag? What's in my bag? Okay, so I'm gonna quickly show you some of the things that I have in there. I call this my credential bag because it has all my credentials in there. It has my AMM certificate because I am a minister. It also has my notary commission as well. And it also has my E&O insurance in there also. And all of that fun stuff. And then I also have my journal in here. So my journal. Okay. I have my primer. Gotta have it. This explains the difference between jurats and all that other stuff. It also explains the law that comes with that as well. This is a 2021 one. I'll probably keep it another year. I have a stamp that says by means of physical presence. This is important in the state of Florida because if it does not state it on there where it says online or physical presence, you have to stamp it, and you also have to put the way you identify the customer. I have a stamp for my name. This says Reginald Socorro Garner on there. I also have two of these, which are stamps, ink. So just in case it goes low, I can stamp that and get right back to stamping. I do have an ID guide. It's for 2021. There's a new one that came out. This one is time sensitive. I'm supposed to use it until the 28th of 2022. But I don't think much has changed since then. But that's not a part of like any packet that you get with NNA. Like I just had to go and purchase that. I have my business cards. I have my business card holder. I have little sticky tabs so I can mark the places that they need to sign. I got pens. I have a whole bunch of blue and black pens together in here. My stamp. This is a mini one, just in case the paper edge is too small and you can't stamp it right away. I don't like licking the paper, so I will do this. I don't like licking the paper in front of the customer. Like if I'm at home, yes, but in front of the customer, I don't really like. So I do this. It's non-coloration, like it doesn't discolor your paper. Okay. I do have paper clips. This is my very first stamp that I had, but it has ink and stuff all over it. I don't really like it, so I got another one. This is nicer. Because it's all about appearance, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody came in with the stamp that look all broken and busted, I'd be like, I don't want them to sign for nothing. And just more stickers. So, those are a few supplies that you can get that you can bring with your signings with you. They, they're in my bag all the time, so wherever my bag goes, it goes. And I think it's important to make sure you have that because it shows that you're serious about it. You don't want to go and be scrambling and asking the customer, like, do you have any blue pens? Do you have any black? Like, that's just tacky. Just don't do it. Okay? But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was what was in my bag. I know I kind of rushed through that, and I talked about loan signing stuff as well. But yeah, you guys at this point can continue the conversation. I need to go because I got 20 minutes before I need to get there. But you guys can definitely continue the conversation, okay? If you have any other things that I might have missed, I know I could have, and that definitely does happen. But yeah, keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow, and get your boy out there. And maybe the next time I'll have a new name for the channel. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.